My name is Troy Zerveskis.
And I'm Rich Sentnor.
Our firm is Advisory Resource Group, a financial planning and wealth management firm that works with physicians and dentists.
In this session, we're going to talk about disability insurance and risk management. So Troy, what is risk management?
Risk management is about understanding all those things that could knock us off the path that we're trying to get to. So it's things like health insurance, malpractice insurance at work, if we have a family, life insurance, auto insurance, all of those things are going to help protect us if we slip, just like back at the financial pyramid where we began.
Yeah, so it's really all those boring things that are basically going to cover you and protect you if something goes wrong while you're going through your course of your career.
Another important element to risk management is that when we go to purchase a practice, there will be certain risks that will need to be covered in most cases for the banks in order to insure you for that practice. So one of those things is oftentimes life insurance. Often it's also different types of disability insurance. All of those things are based on your health. So it's important to understand here is that risk management can be a really important component to the rest of your financial and business plan, as it could potentially get in the way of getting you to that goal or be able to purchase that practice.
Excellent point. Yeah, the most important thing that we're going to talk about really in this section is disability insurance. We think that's the number one thing that you need to make sure that you're securing early on in your career. So what is individual disability insurance? Individual disability insurance replaces your income in the event that you're injured or ill and you can't work in your profession. It basically protects and replaces your income if you get injured.
Yeah, so in our sessions, we'll ask people, what do you have to show for your income? And people will look at us a little bit puzzled. And what we say is that you have this platinum head and these platinum hands in many cases. And if you're not able to use that head or those hands, then what happens to everything that you've worked for up until then? The only thing that we really have to protect against that or an issue with that is disability insurance.
Yeah, disability insurance will basically replace your income, right? So it will protect you if you can't practice in your specialty. The number one thing that we talk about with regard to disability insurance is making sure that it's what's called true own occupation coverage, meaning it will cover you specifically for the job that you do, whether it be a surgeon or a dentist or whatever it is, that specific occupation, even if you're able to do another job, even if that other job is in the medical profession.
That's right. What's also important is that there's something called non-cancelable and guaranteed renewable language. Essentially what this means is that once you've purchased your policy, it can't be changed in the future. They can't change the rates, they can't change the provisions. So the same policy that you might purchase at 28 years old is the same policy that you have when you're 65 years old in retiring.
Yeah, absolutely. What we like to say is you own it, it's yours, and you can take it with you anywhere that you go. So it can't be taken away from you or changed, unlike the group coverage that you might get through your employer, which is basically tied to your employment with that employer and can be changed. They change carriers, you switch jobs. All that stuff is a variable that you get taken away. Individual insurance, you own it. As long as you continue to pay your premiums, that policy is yours and the insurance company can't change it or take it away from you.
Another really important element is that you want to ensure your post-training income today. So what that means is that these policies, if designed correctly, have these ability to be able to increase coverage in the future, regardless of what happens with your health. So as long as you have the income, you're able to increase that coverage to protect where you're at. And that's a really big issue for someone who might start off with, on the medical side, in a residency, maybe making $50,000 or $60,000, and then an associate dentist who, certainly has their eye on much larger salaries in the future.
Yeah, and that's why we say it's the most important thing to secure now. What we like to say is you're locking in your health now while you're young and healthy. If 15, 20 years from now, you're making significantly more income, it doesn't matter if you've have any health problems or have had any surgeries or health issues. The coverage is there and you're able to increase it simply by showing your financial information. That is a really important component of making sure you secure disability insurance early on.
What I'd also add is the big kicker to all of this is that it's based on your health, right? So these insurance companies don't have to insure you. So another best practice here is that you want to secure this coverage as early as possible, because once they have it, as we said a moment ago, they can't change it or take it away from you. So the moment that we have that coverage in place, we now know that we've protected our income well into the future, which is a really important element of planning. So one thing to note about disability insurance is that all policies and all companies are not created equally. It's really about understanding the specific language and how it results to your specialty, how it might result to your age, potential health issues that might exist. So it's really important that you work with somebody that helps you understand those specific details as they relate to your situation and occupation.
Yeah, there's a lot of different specialty riders that go onto the policy, whether it's inflation protection or partial and residual disability, catastrophic, student loan protection, all those things you want to make sure that you're working with someone that knows the ins and outs and understands how it relates to your age, your occupation, your health status, and how long that you intend to be able to have this coverage going forward.
So as we discussed, securing individual disability insurance is vital as a first step in risk management and overall protecting of everything that you've worked for up till now. Another really important element of disability insurance is the coverages that will be necessary once you have a practice. So there are specific coverages that will protect you as a business owner that are also vital, or in a partnership situation, also very vital. So one of the things that we're always going to talk to our clients about first is, what is your disability plan look like? Is it appropriate for your situation? And is the coverage designed as it should be given your occupation, specialty, et cetera?
Yeah, and each company is different, right? So there's not one company that works with everybody the same way, and there's not one design. It's really about making sure that you design the coverage to meet your specific needs, whether it's your age, any health issues that you may have, your specific occupation, whatever the case may be. There's certain specialty riders that go onto there with regard to inflation protection, catastrophic riders, partial disability riders, student loan repayments. And then there's various different policies that go along with it, whether it's business overhead protection, buy-sell agreement, coverage for your different business partners, as Troy is mentioning. There's a lot of different components to it, so we really recommend making sure that you work with somebody who understands the ins and outs of these type of coverages.